What I'm about to share right now breaks my heart in so many ways. What is happening to our beloved country, Nigeria, is just so heartbreaking. I remember when I was a little boy, when you hear of kidnapping, it's usually one person got kidnapped, especially towards the end of the year. By evil people have always been around us. But those people that do maybe ritual killing or maybe trafficking at some level, but it's always like one off, one off. It could in an entire year here in your own place, maybe one or two persons got kidnapped. Still bad. Still bad. Scared me like anything. I always prayed for my siblings, always worried that, something might happen, but it was rare and one off. Those days we used to have the Fulani people in our village in the east, in southeastern Nigeria, going around with their cows or whatever, and cattle, and then they will be selling the milk, the raw milk extracted from the cows, and people will call them menunu or something like that. Frad, I think Frad Benunu or menunu, whatever. We'll call them and buy the milk from them, and you try to teach them your language. They try to teach you yours. So we'll just make phones like away or something like that. We had interaction with them, and that was no conflict. I don't believe those ones are these current ones that are roaming the country. These ones that are called killer headsmen, going around kidnapping in numbers. Today alone, they kidnapped 52 people. Yesterday, they kidnapped like almost every day. This is no longer one off. Or one guy was missing. No, this is they entered school. They went to a Catholic school and kidnapped 52 people. The other day, I think on Wednesday, they went to a church in Kwara and killed two or three people and kidnapped the rest of the people. The other day in Kwara, they kidnapped 25 people. And allegedly, I heard that the president said he was depressed. These guys are accurately identified as non-state actors. This leaves or begs the question, why not take them down? If they are non-state actors, why not take them down? Malam Nasir El Rufai told us that some of them were imported from other countries, and allegedly. They imported them to disrupt the nation. They were assuming that Jonathan would not concede the 2015 election, but he did. And now this evil they invited to the country stayed with them. And then when Buhari came, he did what they call visa on arrival, whatever. He opened the border so that all the Fulanis from all over Africa can come into Nigeria. These are not Nigerians. These are from other African countries or other wherever they're coming from to just come in and get visa on arrival. What is happening in this country is so heartbreaking. And now, during the last election, people made it look like it was a tribal thing. And I remember one of the candidates was asking everyone, do they buy bread cheaper in your area? Do they buy bread cheaper? When the bandits come, do they ask you what religion you are? Because if you are a moderate Muslim, you are a target. If you're a normal Muslim, you're a target. If you're a non-Muslim, you're a target. If you're a Christian, you're a target. It's only that. So that's why I think this is not about religion. It's not about Christian or Muslim, because they are trying to create this us versus you mindset so that people can fight against themselves. But this is not about Christians and Muslims. This is about the radical elements of the Muslim, of Islamic faith. Yeah. Somebody called them Islamism or something like political Islam. It is about a particular sect, because if you are not in that sect and you're still in their religion, you're a target. They used to bomb mosques just because they speak English in the mosque, just because they are moderate. And that's why in their word, when they say Boko Haram, which means English is forbidden or foreign language is forbidden, Boko Haram. And then you have this other ISWAP and the rest of them. And the nation is quiet. During the last election, they fielded a Muslim ticket. One of them on the ticket allegedly had members of Boko Haram hiding in his house. So what do you think when they come into power? They feel empowered to do whatever they're doing. And if you arrest them, you get an order to release them. There was a soldier who was allegedly discharged the other day because they gave him an order to stop shooting at the Boko Haram people that invaded, like attacked them. They said stop shooting. He refused, and he repelled those guys back. He lost his fellow soldiers, and they sacked him for fighting back. Can you imagine? What kind of country are we living in? I'll tell you some stories. This is going to be a long video. Please bear with me. In 2005, 2006, 2007, within that window, I stumbled upon a program on the internet called Radio Biafra. In that program, you would write in, text in, and say, I want to play this music, let's say Osita Sadebe, for you list your friends. I want to play this Sonny Okosin song for you list your friends. I want to play this Oliver de Coke song for you list your friends. And then when it is your turn, they will play the song for you for the listening pleasure of those people that you listed, and they will mention their names. It's like a request, kind of music request program. So you request the music, they play it for the people you're dedicating the song to. And then gradually, the guy that was behind that Radio Biafra then was Wazulike and Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu was the face of the Radio Biafra, while Wazulike was leading the Biafran charge back then. I think it was called MASOB, Mobilization of the self-actualization of the sovereign state of Biafra, something like that. Anyways, over time, Nnamdi Kanu started showing videos on YouTube and on all the medias that we had then to say, look, there are many people being killed unnecessarily by some Fulani headsmen. And they will show the bodies. And these guys are thrown in rivers. You see them, the bodies littered in rivers all over the place. And he was pleading for the government to make sense of this and stop whatever was happening. Way back then, that was shortly after 2007, so maybe 8, 9, 10, 11, around that period. And he was appealing and begging and appealing and begging until something was snapped in him. He couldn't bear it anymore. And he started calling for the people to arm themselves and defend themselves. And so he started the Eastern Security Network, where he told the people, fight for yourselves, because if you don't, they're going to eliminate you. Defend yourself. Same thing that a DSS official said. Stand up and defend yourself. If someone comes to kill you and somebody must die, let it not be you. Let me say it again. If someone comes to kill you and someone must die, let it not be you. If someone comes to kill me and someone must die, it will not be me. Believe that. You can take it to the bank. If someone assaults me and tries to kill me and someone must die, it won't be me. Believe that. There was a guy in Nigeria, a Christian guy, who was attacked in his own farm by these herdsmen. He fought back, prevailed on the assailant, took the weapon from him, and in the process, killed the assailant. Guess what? The country sentenced him to death for self-defense. They would have preferred him to die. This doesn't even make sense. Doesn't make sense in any way. Doesn't make sense that you can't defend yourself. You can't speak up for yourself. You can't say enough is enough. No. If you do, they kill you. Begs the question, who is the government working for? Who is the government working for? Enough is enough already. Enough is really enough. This video, I'm going to play some of this video here that I'm showing on the screen, so you can see what is going on in that country. We need to wake up. We need to wake up.
While all of this stuff is going on, you got Nikki Minaj out of nowhere comes praising who? You ready for this?
Go for it.
Nikki Minaj praised for highlighting persecution of Niger. Yes, I said Nikki Minaj. The United Nations with U.S. Ambassador, UN, you. If you want to play this clip here.
Killed. Churches have been burned. Families have been torn apart. And entire communities live in fear constantly, simply because of how they pray. Sadly, this problem is not only a growing problem in Nigeria, but also in so many other countries across the world, and it demands urgent action. And I want to be clear. Protecting Christians in Nigeria is not about taking sides or dividing people. It is about uniting humanity. Nigeria is a beautiful nation with deep faith traditions and lots of beautiful barbs that I can't wait to see. When one's church, mosque, or place of worship is destroyed, everyone's heart should break just a little bit. And the foundation of the United Nations, with its core mandate to ensure peace and security.
Pause right there, Rob.
I have a question for you. Which one is the... Is it me? Or is it me? All right, yeah, I'm the...
This advert, it's just
Vinny,
because I'm playing
thoughts?
it.
Well,
I'm streaming
Pat,
it live.
I haven't heard of Nick.
But listen, you can go and watch the entire video. I won't take their wherever their watch time. Go and watch the entire video, right? Trump has leverage. That's the title, something like that. Go and watch the entire video on that channel. But the point is, this country, the way they are treating these terrorists like princes. Some of them they will capture. They will say they are repentant now. Guess what? They won't put them in rehabilitation. They won't put them in community service or whatever. They will put them in the army. Hand them all the weapons, and now they are the ones carrying the legal weapons. And when there's a fight between the army and the Boko Haram or ISWAP, guess who wins? Because their members are already in the army. They turn around and destroy the army. This country is just, I don't know what the leaders are doing, to be frank. Now, there's this case, this one is kind of, it's kind of pitiful. So Nnamdi Kanu, like as I was saying, he went from playing music requests on Radio Biafra to fighting for the liberation of his people. And you know the rest of the story. He's arrested. He's now sentenced to life imprisonment plus 25 years. Life plus 25. So life is, he's going to be in custody until he dies. And then when he dies, if we raise him up from the dead, they'll give him another 25 years. Meanwhile, these terrorists that kidnap people in their schools, when they are arrested, they are given amnesty. When some of them that allegedly killed hundreds of people were arrested, they were given 20 years imprisonment. And 20 years means 10 years. And with this country, they can forgive him just anyhow. And even if the 20 years stands, in 10 years, he'll be out. A lady says that in their school forum that it shouldn't be used for religious posting, that it should be used for assignments. That's all. They killed him. When it was time to go to court, when they arrested the guys that killed her, scores of sons, senior advocates of Nigeria that are from that religious extraction came to defend those guys. And they went free. Meanwhile, the Christian guy who was attacked, I don't know how to say this, like you're standing right there. Someone comes to kill you. Let's say this is a weapon. Try to use it to stab you, and you took it from them, and in the process, they die. They're going to sentence you to death. But if the guy killed you, it'll be okay. Where does it make sense? Where? I don't want to lose my voice on this, guys, but this craziness got to stop. This got to stop. People have to rise up. We are people of prayer. We pray all the time, and God is merciful. But listen, guys, we have to learn from the Israelites. The religion we practice, Saudi Arabia, their place is where you have the Mecca. That's where they go to touch the stone, right? So, and according to their religion, if you are able, at least once in your lifetime, you must go to Saudi Arabia, you must go to Mecca, because that is their center of pilgrimage. Now, in that place, if you go and put your hand in their eye, they will deal with you. Believe that. Believe that. See what they're doing in Yemen and other places. Believe that they will come after you and they will deal with you. Look at Israel. Very small nation in that Middle East. If you put your hand in their eyes, believe me, they will deal with you. They will be praying with one eye closed, and with the other eye open, they will deal with you. Where are we learning this, that we should lay down for people to kill us? Jesus already did that. He laid down his life and he was killed for us all. That was the only time it is allowed. The only time. We can't sit down and put down our heads and let these people kill us. No, it won't happen. And if the government can't defend us, you need to defend yourself. Believe that. People are selling you for no reason. You're in your farm, they'll come and butcher people in their farms. And government and some people like some rent seekers, like the guy they call Mockery. I don't want to say his real name. The guy that his name is synonymous with Mockery. And the rest of them, and the other one is FFF whatever. They're coming to make it look like it's nothing. There was a lady who allegedly said that, she's a Christian. There was no genocide against her. She said that on the 2nd of November, and by the 18th, they fired her. The same people she said don't exist showed her that they existed, but they didn't give her time to explain it. You might think you're moderate, and you might think the people in power are from your hometown. And so, therefore, let's protect them so you can, as long as this mentality we have, as long as that person is your brother, everything is fine. Your sin will find you out. Because when they come, they won't ask you any question. When they eliminate all the Christians in your area, they will come for you because they already thought that you're fake. You're fake. Your religion is not as strong, as core as theirs. So when they eliminate all the people they think they should eliminate because they are the right people to eliminate, they'll come for you. Believe that. Believe that. But they can't eliminate Christians. You know how I know? Genesis chapter 3 says that the seed of the woman, which is the Christians, because the seed of the woman was Christ, and the people of Christ, they will bruise the head of that serpent. That serpent has been there since Eden, but we're going to bruise your head. Believe that. You can take that to the bank. We are going to bruise the head of that serpent. Believe that. The seed of the woman will bruise the head of the serpent. The serpent will bruise the heel of the seed of the woman. So this is the heel he's bruising right now. But we're going to crush the head. Believe me. We're going to smash that jugular. And that reminds me, Jesus says, I will build my church. Those of you thinking you're going to burn down churches, listen, Jesus says, I will build my church and the gates of hell will not prevail. There are many today, many Fulani Christians rising up as these other Fulani people are going around killing people. There are many Fulani Christians like Isa Buba Ahmed, and there are many other Christians, young men, preaching in that jungle. Preaching. And as they lay down their lives and saying, if I perish, I perish, they will never perish. Because you can't. Jesus will never lie. He says, I will build my church and the gates of hell. And the church is not a physical building. He says, I will build a body of believers and the gates of hell, where you make the city decisions, cannot prevail. They will try, but they cannot. So all those gathering in Nassau Rock and all those behind the Muslim ticket, let me tell you, the gates of hell will not prevail. You can take that to the bank. The gates of hell will not prevail. You guys will try, but you will not succeed. Believe that. Believe that. You will try, but you will not succeed. And your end has come. Your end has come. The prophecy of Pa Elton, this is the time for it to come to life. Your end has come. I'll play a little bit of this clip and then I'll just
Minaj, from there. Since, you know, God knows when she started blowing up in the hip hop world. I'm so happy and so proud of her. Out of every celebrity, Scott, I haven't heard anybody, no LeBron, no Colin Kaepernick, no BLM, no nothing. Okay, know nothing about these African Christians that are getting murdered. Okay, 2023, Scott, 4,100 Christians killed. Yep. That's 82% of all faith-based killings in the world. 2024, 3,100 Christians killed. January through August, Pat, of this year, 7,000 more Christians were
These
murdered.
are people,
I sent Rob a
not
clip.
chicken.
I believe,
people.
Pat, this is gunmen. That you don't see anything graphic. You hear the shooting. Stormed St. Mary's Catholic Church in Nigeria. They kidnapped dozens of students. Imagine this, Scott. We're in church and this happens. Go ahead, Rob. And then boom, they're shooting outside. And boom, kidnapped 12 kids. Look at this. 2 people killed. Okay? This is what's happening. This is happening all the time, Rob. And then you can stop it, Rob. Since 2009, 185,000 people have been killed in the conflict, and 125,000 Christians. Okay? And I get it that prayer.
Listen, this is heartbreaking. We are talking about people, human beings, people for whom Christ died. Not chicken, not birds, not fish, not crayfish. Human beings are killed. Look at these guys. What were they looking for anybody's trouble? They were in their own church, doing their own thing, praying to God, not disturbing anybody. Should I mention the one in Owo? A Catholic church in Owo, walking and killed 50-something people. And the government just did nothing. And the past, I think the former governor also built a monument to memorize, to immortalize the people that were killed. And the new government knocked it down.
Guys, and I'm telling you right now, really, really quick, Pat. I saw this video of this witch, something, she was like, Satan worshiping something, Scott. She said that she was so into this world, she would see auras of people. She said the hardest people for her to get to, I got goosebumps. She could see when people were praying over people and stuff, a blue shield. I'm not even being, I'll find the clip. She goes, we left those people alone. And even though prayers do work, me and Pat had a conversation. I do a faith-based shirt, Scott, called Faith Over Fear. We're looking, but
a lot of energy expended in this country by media and people in that world for the supposed genocide in Gaza. No energy expended. This murder statistics you just read, that is a genocide against Christians, okay?
I'm going to stop here because this is breaking my heart. I was crying earlier. I was driving. As you can see, I'm still in the car. I was driving, coming from somewhere, and I broke down when I heard this. I had to just stop in the car and just make this video before I go home. Listen, before I enter my house, listen. We need to stand up and be counted. Let me tell you something. If you're afraid of dying, you're going to die. In 100 years, almost everyone that is alive today will be dead, including the ones born today. In 100 years, almost everyone that is alive today will be dead. So you're going to die. But when you die, Scripture says books were opened and another book was opened. Books were opened and another book was opened. That another book is the book of life. But the books were the judgment of how we lived. And the Bible says that every man was judged according to what was written in the book. What will be read out on your account? If you're a Christian, you know these things. Even if you're not a Christian, if you're a Muslim, you know that they believe that Jesus will come back. Yeshua will come back and he will judge the living and the dead. They believe that. He was going to judge everybody. So books will be opened. And another book will be opened. If your name is not in the book of life, you know where you're going. But in these other books, What you did in your life will be exposed by light. We will know. What will you say? What will you give in exchange for yourself? What account will you give to God that you use your life to do, the life that he gave to you? What explanation will you give him? Is it that you had a platform and you kept quiet? What will you tell God? That under your watch, they were killing people like rats. I remember when they were killing some Muslims in one country like that, was in Miami or so. I spoke up because it doesn't have to be my religion. You shouldn't kill anyone. Let's just assume that you want to make them of the same faith as yours. Let's just assume. If you kill all of them, who are you going to make of the same faith as yours? Isn't it better to have them alive and speak to them and try to convert them? And maybe you see light on their side and you go over there. Why are you bloodthirsty? Are you Cain? And for those in government keeping quiet, remember that blood speaks. The Bible talks about the blood of Abel bringing up a case in the court of heaven and saying, I have been poured out unjustly. And his brother was judged. He became a fugitive and a vagabond. Will that be what will be said concerning you? Will you be a fugitive and a vagabond? Will you stand up and be counted? For those of you who are only looking at political gain, if there's no place in that country, in your village to go to, where will you be spending the money at? Or in? This Christmas, in a few weeks, today is 21st. So in a month plus 4 days, it will be Christmas. Or let's say in a month, people will be traveling for Christmas. Will you go to your hometown? Just drive as I'm driving alone. I can drive from here to 6 hours from my house alone at any time of the day. 9 hours I can drive at any time of the day, midnight or whatsoever. I remember when I used to drive from the US, and sometimes around midnight, 11 p.m., midnight, I'll get up and start driving for 2-3 hours. With no fear in a foreign country. But you can't even go to your village. But here, in a foreign country, I can get up at midnight and start going anywhere I want. But you guys, every Friday or every Sunday, you guys are pretending to be religious people because it's pretension. When you see other people being killed, you keep quiet. What kind of religion is that? And you killing in the name of God, what kind of religion are you practicing? Jesus says, anyone who kills by the sword will die by the sword. It is your law. This is not bad prayer. This is just telling you the law. This is natural. This will come to you. It is the truth. All of you in power, keeping quiet, stealing the money. There was a guy who was exposed that kidnappers, he's a member of the parliament today in Nigeria, but kidnappers are lounging in his house. They have a hospital in his house, allegedly, that when people are injured, they go there to get treated. Money rolled up like the money they collect from ransom. But no one will sue them. No one will judge them. No one will take them to court. We see many kidnappers, some of them saying that when they get well, they'll go back. When they get well, they'll go back to Sokoto or another state or Zamfara to continue the kidnapping and the banditry. And the government will keep quiet. I don't understand this. Like, I want to wake up and see that it was a very, very terrible bad dream. Because I can't understand it. In fact, I don't want to understand it. I don't want to understand it. That human being, that you whether you were elected or you stole the power, the fact is that you are there already. And you can't execute your office. And all you can say is that you're depressed. Are you really serious? The body language of the president will do a lot. Tell him enough is enough already. But we have a lot of bigots there. Tribal bigots, religious bigots. As long as it is favoring their side, they're okay with that. You guys are not going to make me swear. but your days are numbered.